Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Football Amigo show. It's your boy Mide, and yes, we do have our resident Arsenal amigo Ayo. Welcome back. Excited to have you back in interesting circumstances,
It's
especially
good
after
to be
game two, three.
it's good to be here. It's good to be here. I was hoping to be here under different circumstances, but I'll take it. Anytime I get to see a lovely face at midday is a highlight of my evening.
Nah, nah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Uh, Apparently, our resident Liverpool amigo Sam, he's still jubilating. He's still enjoying the 1-0 win against Arsenal. Hence why we're having a therapy session here with Ayo. Sam is still painting the town red, if you know what I mean. He's very happy. He'll be back. Don't worry, amigos. He'll be back. He'll be back. Like, share, and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts about Game Three. We're about to give our review of the games again. Another wonderful weekend of Premier League action. A lot of teams that we've noticed they're getting really
Mm.
better in terms of just execution and
Hmm.
results, right? Premier League is getting to the point now, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about this, especially towards the end. It's getting to the point now where every team isn't a pushover anymore. The Premier League doesn't have any pushovers. You may say some of your newly promoted sides might be a little bit of a pushover, but especially after the transfer window that just ended, I'm not going to say so. Every game is a tough one. And of course, perfect example, United against Burnley, you can see why, right? Even though we won 3-2, it was still a fight. But we'll talk about United in a second. Amigos, let's talk about Liverpool Arsenal. I have got to talk about this. And of course, so glad Ayer is back. From my perspective, Ayo, Arsenal played well. Arsenal played well, especially in the first half. Second half, I don't know if they changed style of play to try to counter on Liverpool and just keep that result. I felt like took a step back and wanted to just get a one goal win and leave. But Liverpool just kept on going like Liverpool. And Sabosai scoring that free kick from 40 yards. Was he 40 or 30?
32 yards, but it felt like 40.
It
Yeah.
was 33 yards. Exactly. It's one of those special moments, from a special player, and you have to have those in a team to make the difference sometimes when it's this close. But a good example of how tough Premier League is, and one mistake can win you the game or lose you the game based. But we'll start with you from an Arsenal perspective, based on how they've started the season versus where they are now, and of course, knowing injuries and transfer window, and the game that ended in a 1-0 loss, what are your thoughts?
Um. So far, it's fine. I mean, it's game three. We're in a place where I think the football meta is changing. I think there is an acceptance that intense transitional style is the football meta, and teams that have not traditionally done that. So, two teams come to mind in Manchester United, in Manchester City, and Arsenal. Are you see they're trying to make that transition into playing a very different setup, and they're growing pains, and they're going to be growing pains doing that. It takes a while to gel. What I do like is, even though we're still feeling it all out, there's still a resiliency, there's still a discipline, there's still an organization that is helping us in places where, if it's not going to go your way, you can still know how to control the game. And that's kind of how I felt the game was. We went to the champions, we were away, third game into the season. Saka is out for weeks. Kai Havertz, who would have been ideal for this kind of game, is out. I don't think this was a game that suited Gyökeres at all. I think it's a game that suited Kai's ability. um, Odegaard didn't have 90 minutes in him because of his shoulder injury. He barely trained. They said he had a very few sessions. We just got Eze, so people that are talking about putting him on and everything is like he just arrived. Like he needs time to gel in. You can't throw a player to the wolves, no matter how good you think he is. Like 20 minutes sounds about right for the amount of time. And so, given all of that, like Saliba going out after 5 minutes, I was very happy with how they managed the energy. I saw what they were trying to do, we are trying to become more transitional. And I don't think that comes as naturally to some of the players in the central areas.
That's
That
true.
first time, that first time release, where it's like, if because a fear is gonna yo-yo. I think they kind of got a little bit nervous with how it worked out in Man United, where it just feels like a basketball game, but you're not getting the control or the advantages of playing such a direct style of play, and so they try to have it executed in a more controlled way. But I mean, I can't say anything. I watched that game. It was really cool. I mean, they had no shots on target in the first half. I mean, it took about 60 minutes at home at Anfield for them to start getting any traction. And even then, like, I think if you look at the XG at the end of the game, it was like 0.44 to like 0. I think Arsenal even had a higher. Obviously, it's nothing
Yeah.
to go home to talk home about like XG, but that just tells you just how like it takes two to tango. If Arsenal were being cagey, so were Liverpool. Like if it was a high level chess match was uh, that was separated by individual brilliance. So I can't say anything. Yeah, it was fascinating. Um, Key takeaways. I'm not so sure about Gyökeres. Um,
Really?
yeah,
Ayo, it's just his second game. Well,
no, no, no.
maybe
It's
5 games now.
it's not so much that I don't think he's a good striker. I'm just not sure he's suited for the way Arsenal play.
I see what you say because just
Mhm.
watching that game too, it felt like there was a disconnect between him and the midfielders in terms of
Yeah,
creation. And I feel like it might be a situation where the same thing Man City experienced with Haaland versus all those players behind him, they have to eventually find a way to play with each other. Like you
yes,
can't you can't expect Arsenal to just give you the ball every single time. You need to play with them to create those chances, and then hopefully you are at the end of it finishing it. You have to be part of the build up.
yeah, and maybe they figure out a compromise in how he plays. But I always get nervous when you want the entire team to pivot to one player and play to strengths of one player. I'm like, I don't think like he's a great player, but I don't think he's at the level where that's necessary. It's not like, oh, we signed Ronaldo in his prime or Messi that like, okay, like the entire meta has to change. I don't think he's doing that.
Right.
Yeah, and so that's my growing concern. Other than that, it was fine. Martinelli, huge cause for
I was
concern.
I was waiting for that.
Uh,
I wanted to hear what you're going to say about that.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
which brings up another question. Watching Madueke play
Yeah, yeah.
and watching Eze play, do you feel like there's going to be a sense of selfish play in Arsenal based on those players trying to prove
Um,
a point, or do you think they're going to gel and combine and play off of each other? Because I hope it's the latter.
yeah. What I think is happening, which is you're starting to get the sense. I mean, why would Liverpool sign Isak and Ekitike in the same window? Like that seems like overly indulgent. And then you look at Man City, every time it feels overly indulgent in a sense with like the Cherky, like like how are you going to do this? Like Arsenal, you Eze, all these guys, and then you realize that I think they just want to ramp up the intensity, and they're going to play a lot of games, and so they're going to try a lot of different configurations, and those configurations will be game dependent.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
And,
okay.
and so if there are games that platform the qualities of Saka, may he come back stronger and
Mhm.
and not injury prone. Like there are games that will platform the abilities of Madueke. They're like, and I think they're gonna go based on traits, which is kind of why I really wish Kai was fit, because
Mhm.
this was a kind of game for Kai. This is a game where it's like midfield battles, like aerial balls, like trying to find second balls, linking up play, playing
Mhm.
through passes to runners from deep, which is something that I know players like, specifically, I think Martinelli would have thrived off Kai Havertz with those kind of delayed run passes, and vice versa, hopefully. But yeah, I don't think this was a game for Gyökeres, and it showed. Yeah.
And it's interesting you say that because watching the game now from a coach's standpoint, I felt Liverpool were there for the taking in some situations because having Van Dijk and having Konate, there wasn't a moment where someone drove at them. I never experienced someone actually taking them on 1v1. It was always to the outsides and coming back to the inside. And I thought, is it me or is Arsenal missing someone that can just drive at them?
It's just the timing of the season. That's all it is. Like if you put Saka on the right and you put Madueke on the left, I tell them they won't drive
They
at
will.
each other.
They
If
definitely will.
yeah, like if Eze was already up to steam, you put him in the center, like he'll drive, and he likes to go center. And what's it called? Once Dauman is ready, that's his bread and butter. Like
Yes.
and so it's just the timing. So like it was just like the timing of playing this game. It's kind of like playing Old Trafford at the first game of the season. It's like nobody wants that. Like
Yeah.
at least if you're Arsenal, you don't want. I mean, I guess if you're a top 16, you don't want it. And so it's more of just that.
What you
Like if
trying to what you trying to say? Are you already doing the banter now?
no. I mean, like no matter where
I'm
like Man
kidding.
United is, like they always show up
Right,
in the
right,
big
right.
games. Like they're always very competitive. Like that's what I mean about like uh it's the Grimsby towns that are Man
There it
United need
is.
to
There it is.
need
There it is.
to
Amigos, there it is. I was
those
waiting for it.
those cold weekdays in Stoke City, you know.
Well, here's what I
those
can say about that.
those Aldershot games, you know.
Whatever.
Wokingham FC.
They they cheated. They should be kicked out of the league, but we did not deserve it. I have to be honest. Amigos, like, share, subscribe. The banter
those
continues.
those those rainy nights at Aberdeen FC.
Oh my gosh! Whatever, whatever,
uh,
whatever.
There's an exciting game against the Welsh Wanderers. Are these real? Are these real teams? Am I making them
Okay,
up? I didn't know Grimsby
whatever,
Town was a team.
whatever,
I'm kidding. I'm
whatever.
kidding.
Yeah, absolute banter of a club we are, but
Dude,
I'll take it.
dude. Let's move on in from Arsenal. And before I guess we can go back and glaze Liverpool. How do
Hmm.
you feel about like Man United being 3-2 up and like Fernandez is like going into that Burnley player's face and he's like, do you see that towards the end of the game?
I saw that.
And he's
Yeah,
like talking to
yeah,
him and it's like, how
I
do you
saw
feel about
that.
that?
Someone said standards are on the floor at United. I can see that. I mean, I think at this point, whatever positive we can get, no matter how small, it has to be embraced. Like we are so low right now that we have to just climb up. I mean, I have to be humble about this. I cannot. I don't have any ground to stand on in terms of like, oh, bragging like he shouldn't do that. He shouldn't do that. No, the days are gone.
Mide,
The days
Mide,
are gone. Forget pride.
Mide.
Forget
Uh-uh.
pride. I will still
No,
support. No, here's the thing,
no.
and this is going to cause a lot of debates with our middle fans. But I have to be honest. Like, I understand where we are. I understand, then 20 times. I get it, but those will always be there. But the past 12 to 15 years, Ayo, we haven't been the same. I don't have a ground to stand on. People will come for me if I start saying no, we
See,
shouldn't have done that. Pride,
prior
pride, pride.
prior to Amorim, the lowest you guys got was eighth position.
Yes,
I
I agree.
mean, during that time, I mean, you were second multiple times, you were third multiple times. You won the Europa Cup, you won the FA Cup multiple times. Like
That was, that was also because we bought certain players to do
it
that
doesn't.
stuff.
But what I'm saying is like, so my jaw was on the floor when I saw that. I was in. I've never been like a Bruno Fernandez out,
Hmm.
but
But
like when
after
I
that,
saw that, I was like, maybe he needs to go because like this is like it's one thing to struggle,
hmm
it's one thing to dig in deep, right? Is one thing to overcome, and it's one thing to revel.
hmm
Like the celebration is not what I have a problem with. Like when he
Mm-hmm.
scores a penalty, he goes and he's like celebrating. Everyone's like excited. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, you have to
But
celebrate the
the
wins.
Burnley player wasn't too much.
But
It was too,
that chip on your shoulder,
yeah.
that's
And maybe
I was
that's just
like,
him. Maybe that's just him. I don't think
yeah.
that's the reflection of. I don't think that's the reflection of the team. I don't
But he's
think
the
so.
captain.
He is.
Like it's almost like Burnley is not on your level. I don't want to be hearing drama between my United and Burnley. It's just like this rivalry starting. Like what the hell are we talking
I
about?
mean,
You see what I
it,
mean?
it's disappointing. We're a
Yeah.
banter club right now.
And so, we'll see about
I
that. It's
know
three
standard.
games in. We'll see. Like I personally, I wish I was there whenever you guys were doing your therapy session because I would have
Mhm.
been the voice of encouragement. Like I'm not like say you go to a place, it's rainy, the pitch is muddy. Like it's
Yeah,
like driving your using your Ferrari to go and do off road
off
dirt
road.
dirt
Yeah,
track. Like
bad idea.
things are just going to happen. And
Yeah,
like you said about the quality of coaching in the entire what's it called English pyramid, the understanding of what to do to get out a team, about knowing their weaknesses, like that's everyone knows that. So that happens. The conditions are not right. Your players are not quite in. Like things happen. You're away from home too. Like it just like I wasn't. I didn't. I mean I laughed. Yeah, but I
are
don't
we
see
talking about Grimsby now? Is
Grimsby
that
Town. Grimsby
we're
Town.
going
Yeah.
back? We're going back to
Oh
Grimsby.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah.
Of
Grimsby.
course.
But one saying that this is three, but it's only 3 games in. Like what I saw that game was like he was just testing things out.
Hmm.
He wanted to try it. The people were like, oh, he didn't change. It's like, yeah, I want to see how he works against a lower ranked team, and so
Yeah,
we can
he
like
did. He
iron
even
out.
changed formation a little bit. I noticed
Yeah,
that too.
it's like for me, it's like everyone's like so. I guess it's an internet era. Everyone's like kick Man United when they're down, but I was like, they'll be fine. However, Fernandes, I'm telling you, like losing against Grimsby Town, that doesn't bother me, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Fernandes acting the way he did bothered me a lot. If my captain did that, if Declan Rice did that, it doesn't matter who it is. If Gabriel in his exuberance did that, I'd be ugh.
Well, it's definitely a different personnel in Bruno versus the previous captains we've had, and I always think to myself, if we take it from him, who are we going to give it to?
In Buemo,
Maybe not this season, but that's good shout. I'll give you that, but not this season. It can't be that bad, Ayo, that you would literally yank it off of
I'm
Bruno.
telling you,
Like, give it to
Mbuemo
Bruno.
is a shining beacon on which your season's hopes are upon. That boy is special. I'm so
He
sad
is
we didn't get
good.
him at
Tell me
Arsenal.
about
I'm so
what do you
sad.
think?
Yeah,
What do you think about his performance in general? Talking about that game.
he's fantastic. He's a terrier, absolute terrier. Determination, drive. He like I was so impressed with that in that Arsenal game. Just run after run, switch after switch after switch after switch after switch. He kept going. He kept running. He kept attacking. That yeah, he's got that dog in him. Like more importantly than anything, he's got that dog in it. Like it's not quite. Well, I wouldn't like say Wayne Rooney because Wayne Rooney is in a stratosphere of his own. But like those engine players,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
where like they come on the pitch and they just inject energy into how
Mm-hmm.
everything is working. Like they're wonderful, and he's one. He's certainly after. I think he might be more important than even Sesko. Like, how do you feel about Sesko?
He's 22. He is young. I don't think Amram wanted him. I just have this weird feeling that it's a Vivel signing
Yeah,
that Amram just has to use. I don't think Amram went for him necessarily. I think Amram wanted a Watkins. I think so. It'll be interesting to see how patient Amram is to play him. Sesko, eventually, if we can get in crosses, he is a threat. If he can get more supply, he's a threat. He may have to learn to do things on his own. That's going to be his challenge. Ask me that
Yeah,
question. Ask me the question after 15 games. Then I will know.
I can see when I watched it when I've watched him so far, I can see why there are questions about his mentality.
What did you see?
Just the way he approaches the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can see why there are questions. I just feel like a comparison to be like Pedro from Chelsea,
Different mentality.
where's like sorry,
Different mentality.
it's like even Gyökeres talk about the ceiling of his talent or his physical ability, but his mentality is not. You can't question it.
No.
And I'm like, I feel like if you're gonna, I feel like that's more important even sometimes
Oh,
than your.
absolutely. Oh, absolutely. That I mean, Ayo, you hit the nail on the head. That's exactly why we bought Cunha and Mbromo. We
Mhm.
bought players that have a certain mentality and they have ability to win games, right?
Mm.
We forced Bruno to stay, which I'm glad he stayed, but I don't think he's going to stay after a year. But we had to have certain characters. Now, Sesko, on the other hand, he's still young, and I think the club is making signings kind of mirroring the Chelsea framework a little bit, and I think that's coming from Jim Radcliffe. But we're
Mhm.
buying a lot of young players that they want to build, and then if they do well, and maybe they want to go, they sell them for a higher price. And to your point, we have to buy players that have the right mentality to be able to impact games. And then the youngsters can now come in around them and learn from them. But I feel like right now it's the opposite. And we're trying to change it back to where it needs to be. Hence, literally buying Cunha and Mbuemo, literally buying goals. The Sesko one, I'm not sure. I think they bought him because he's young and there's value there, and they can sell him if he doesn't work at
I
22.
mean, but they paid quite a steep. The same thing with
Yeah,
Hoyland,
yeah.
um, where it's like he's gone now, and hopefully, like I felt bad. I still felt so bad watching that boy at that towards the end. But
Mhm.
hopefully he recovers. But like at 18 million, you kind of have to deliver.
You have to. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
No
so
excuse.
like whenever you say Chelsea, I was like maybe, but I was like, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, Chelsea bought Caicedo.
So, well, so Chelsea had to rebuild their spine.
No, no,
Hence
no,
why
no.
they. Mhm.
What I'm saying is that they bought young and they bought a lot of talent, but they bought some players
True.
where it's like some one of ones, like Enzo Fernandez when he's not being overly Argentinian. He's
Yes. When is focused? Okay.
I'm sorry
Okay.
to all my Argentinian listeners. Uh, like you can see like that quality is there. Like even Cole
Yes.
Palmer, like like it was there, and so that there's a cabal of people that are bona fide, and there are a lot of trials around them. Like think of
Mhm.
the Nkunku and all those kind of guys, but there are a lot of bona fides in there. With Man United, I'm not sure who those bona fides are with from the young players you're buying. The young players are very experimental.
Mhm.
Dorgu for a reason. Like Dorgu has talent, but Dorgu is not ready.
Yeah, he needs some more
Mm.
polishing.
Yeah, and I was watching it. I was like, in Buemo, I understood. Cunha, I understood to some degree, but before Sesko, wing backs.
And I'm glad you said that. Which brings up another question, Iron, that I would love your
Mhm.
opinion on. Amigos, like and subscribe. Love the conversation today. Did we buy too many tens?
Yes, because the entire point was to play both Cunha, Mbuemo, and Fernandez and dovetail. One of them being a false nine, really. And so, which is now the issue with when you put Sesko there to play as a traditional striker, then it doesn't gel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Xerxes can do it. He can be that kind of hybrid. Am I a midfielder or number 10 or am I a striker? Like, what is going
Nine
on?
9.5.
9.5. And like Sesko, like he might get there, but that's a lot of work to like understand what to do. But my most like critical thing was that I thought the majority of that investment was supposed to go to the wing back position because everything in Amorim's system is about freeing the wing back. Is about
Hence
having them in
move
advance. Yeah,
hence
like
move Ahmad to 10 then.
but even Ahmad is like so like you can have Dorgu or think about you can have a Hakimi.
That's quality.
And can you see so like in the Arsenal game, at a certain point, we actually were giving Dorgu a lot of space.
Hmm.
And just to understand that he was so unrefined that he wouldn't punt, no matter how brilliant he is physically, and even some of his technical ability and his ball handling skills are very good, he just was not making poor decisions. You give someone like Hakimi that kind of space, they
He
will
will hurt
hurt you.
you.
Like you
Yeah.
think about like the other guy, and even the other side at PSG. You think about this the guy I thought you guys were going to be able to get Frimpong,
Nuno Mendes. Oh, okay.
Nuno Mendes, Frimpong, that Inter Milan guy. And I know he's older,
DiMarco.
Dumfries. No, Dumfries.
Dumfries,
DeMarco
sorry.
is a little bit too old.
Hmm.
But Dumfries, like players that if they're in advanced positions, they make excellent decisions. And that's what I thought the crux of it. Because what Man United is looking for is really just cutbacks, right?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
just cutbacks. And
For
so
the
so
10 to score.
so
Yes.
everybody that's like, oh, like we need a striker. I'm like, no, you don't. You've bought a Buemo, you've bought Cunha, two brilliant strikers of the ball. Now you want someone to feed them, and those are from the players who are actually keeping the width, and those are going to be your wing backs. And if you don't have people, because Dallo is fantastic, don't get me wrong, I love him. Defensively, sound.
Non-existent.
No, defensively, I think he's great. It's offensively that he
Okay.
struggles in my book. Like,
Hmm.
because I like his one on one. I don't think there's anybody better at one on one. Maybe Shaw might be
Yeah.
better at one on one dueling, but he's
Hmm.
not an offensive winger. Diallo is not a defender.
Hmm.
So each one of those ones are like half of one player, and Dogu is not ready.
Mm.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, they should have bought someone. How do you
So go ahead. Go ahead.
how did you feel about the? Let me finish your thought before I move on to the
It,
Burnley
it,
game. Yeah.
it's like some of the things you're talking about now, it's making me now wonder what were these conversations in the boardroom when we were talking about transfers and based
Mm.
on the plans that they said. So we were told they had a plan if we got Champions League. They told us they had a plan if we don't have Champions League. And I'm wondering, Sesko was like the fifth choice striker that was on our list based on everyone we went for.
Hmm.
My question now becomes, okay, so you bought Mbuemo, you bought Cunha. At that point, to me, there should have been conversations about midfield
Yes. The third option there is to push Fernandez
and a
forward.
goalkeeper
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
obvious reasons, if you know what I mean. I mean, we eventually bought a goalkeeper, but he's young.
Yeah.
He's gonna need time.
I was looking at it. I was like, I mean, if you could have got Martinez, I know the wages might have been an issue, but I was like, I'll take any maturity
Mhm.
at this point. Like, if you try and bring young players in, they have to be senior players that
Yes.
are there to get to take all the what's it called, all the heat, all
Yes.
the pressure away, and you just like earn. Like, I look at that like a 23-year-old goalkeeper. You bring him in, I'm like, that's risky. Hmm.
Your defense has to be strong enough to cover and protect him.
Yeah, that's risky. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of teams are looking at him, so there has to be something there. But it's like you also have to bed your players. But we'll see. I mean, he hasn't played the game. You think Onana will be benched?
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh, absolutely, Absolutely. I'm hearing rumors that one of them, one him or Bindia might leave for
Hmm?
Saudi because Saudi's transfer window is still open.
Mm.
I don't know if it's still the 15th of this month, but I would keep Bindia. Onana should go. Onana is he's lost that spark he had when he was in Inter. But I also think that whole Inter spark was because Inter's defense was good. That shielded him
Bide, bide,
personally.
bide. How many players have joined Man United and kept their spot?
I mean, Bruno kind of that's the one person that kind of still kept
Bruno,
it,
Bruno
even
is
though he had days.
crashing out and balling.
It's a sad state of affairs.
That man is one one loss away from tearing off his clothes and running into the forest.
He's a very emotional character. He's a very emotional character. He really is. But
Oh man,
he's all
sorry.
we have. He's all we have.
I
He's all
don't
we
know.
have.
I'm charmed by him, but like I don't know, man. I'm praying for his mental health. Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Thoughts and prayers for Bruno
Exactly,
Fernandes.
exactly. But early days. A lot can happen. I mean, we're in the international break right
Mm.
now. A lot of players are playing for their international countries. Things will be said. We will hear these news for the next week and a half. But they'll come back and they'll have. I believe they'll have another 3 weeks and then another international break, and then they're done till the next year. Correct.
Hmm.
So I honestly feel like this stop starts. It's part of the game. This we go through this every year.
Does it
I'm
feel
cur-
like there's more of it though?
no, I think it's still the same. I
Still the
feel
same?
like yeah, I feel like it's the same. There might be more games during that break, but it's still
Mm.
the same break. There might be
I
more
see.
games. There might be more games, but it's still the same break. I would love to see where we are, especially with all of the transfer window that's been done.
Hmm.
I'm curious to see where we are in December, and I feel
That's a
like
good.
yeah, because
Do you think so? And it's another thing that obviously has been going around. How Ruben Amorim has been handling interviews.
yes,
So
yes.
do you think that if there are more poor games
Hmm.
coupled with the way he handles his interviews, he will make it to December?
It depends on the results and him walking. I don't think Ineos will sack him. If Ineos should sack him, it has to be a very bad situation. Like we're losing to Liverpool or Man City 7-0. We are losing to other teams in the Premier League about four, and he is not being positive. Things are not changing. I can see that being let go. I don't see it happening anytime soon. I don't, because that's the
Mm.
whole reason why they've tried to listen to him, give him another 2 years to figure all of this out. But he would walk. He's that type of person. I can see him walking if things don't go well or things don't change. Because at the end of the day, I know he's young. He has faults to some of this as well. Some of his selections too have been very concerned, and his ability to not want to adapt just a little bit because as a coach I've had to learn because I was kind of like him too. I didn't want to change. I don't want to change formation because I feel like they won't understand. And over time I've had to realize that that's the reason why you coach them to understand, right? You have to show them in training, guys, girls, we have different ways of playing. We need to understand how that will help us and when we need to change based on the opponents in front of us. Now, those changes might be small, those changes might be drastic, but at his level, he has to have plan A, B, and C.
Mm.
Even with his formation, okay, you have Mbomo and Cunha. My hope is maybe you have a Xerxes up top that drops and allows those two to make their runs, right? Like you have to change things based on what you see, right? You can't just keep playing the same formation and not adapt it just a little bit based on the team that's in front of you. So again, to answer your question, it would depend on how the results are going. It would depend on the things he's saying to the media. I feel like right now his emotions and frustrations are coming out. And I think there is that level of standard that he's still not seeing from the team. And I think there's also that thing about United where it weighs down on you. And to your point, you have to have a certain mentality to be able to perform in that environment. And him being the way he is, it doesn't help.
So I'll say my own is um, initially I liked his honesty, but now he comes across as naive.
Hmm.
Because like when I was looking at him and I was looking at and people use it now to mock Arteta. But when Arteta came in, he gave a 5 phase plan.
Mm-hmm.
And with the 5 phase plan, he didn't even give you timelines.
Mm-hmm.
He like how he like say what you want about him, but how he works with the media is masterful. And that's a outcome of just being playing in England for how many years through Everton and then Arsenal, and just understanding what the media is in the England and just how to manage it, what information you reveal,
And the
what
Man City, of
information
course.
you don't reveal. And he has got to a point where, like, I mean, every now and then his mask slips and he's a little bit more reactive, but for the most part he's very, very controlled. And for Man United's sake, I think they need to be more intentional about putting the lid on conversations, about putting the lid of, like, we understand these things take time, we understand that what's good, but like now we just have to put a lid on it.
Like a different narrative and less
Yeah,
talking.
like siege mentality.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not with us, you're against us. Even if
Mm-hmm.
you're a former player and you're a pundit now, Gary Neville, who gives a,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and just be like, it's us or, and just because you kind of have to protect, incubate the team,
Mm-hmm.
let it, what's it called, develop into whatever it's going to develop. Because if you keep exposing it to all
Mm-hmm.
that noise, all that, like, the players are listening,
Mm-hmm.
the players are hearing all of this. Like, the players are part of the circus. Your DMs, their like feeds are like, you kind of have to control it. Because like Gyökeres, when he scored against Leeds, he did the hair thing,
Mm-hmm.
and they were asking him like, "Why you do that?" And he was like, "Yeah, because they were like, is it because of the messages?" Because people were like, "Oh, against Man United, he touched
He
his
touched
hair
his hair
more
more than he
than he
touched the
touched the
ball.
ball." And like, for me, it's very revealing because they're seeing everything, they're
Mm-hmm.
hearing everything, and so if it's a lot, I think it puts unnecessary pressure. Because like, wasn't a Man United player talking about how toxic it can get?
Was with an interview from Rashford? I can't
I think it
remember.
was Shaw. Maybe it was a Shaw or someone. I can't. I'm trying to remember. I think it was a defender. But it was a very recent interview, and he was talking about just how toxic things get sometimes. And I'm like, in that kind of maelstrom, right? Of just disappointment, I guess, from the fans, or just like online discourse. Because mine is a big team. They're very
Mm-hmm.
visible, so every trip is just much louder. Like, if it was some kind of other team, nobody cared. But if mine is doing it, it's the talk of the news. It dominates the news cycle. And so they should protect the team better. They should protect the manager better. Like, they should limit his talking, his interviews. They should limit the players' interactions. See, now Arsenal is doing all these like social media releases of like new players, and they're doing like drama. 5 years ago, they did nothing. You didn't hear a peep. They were
Because they have
saying,
been bantered for it, yeah.
yes. And there's like a time where you can like start to become more like expansive because you're more like confident and you're more like sure of yourself, or you've reached a caliber that you just have to be taken seriously. But if you're in that vulnerable position, you
It
kind of
needs
have
to
to.
be better.
And so that's the one thing I was like, and I think, like, obviously Amarim, like, you've signed him, you know what it is. And I was gonna say like media coaching, but I was like, how are you gonna media coach him? But like, at least the leadership has to be more like cognizant of like I don't know, man. My United has 99 problems.
Yeah, yeah, it's you're right. I think the less the better, especially when you don't have any ground to stand on. I mean, Arsenal, they've been second for the past 3 years now. I envy them. I know they haven't won anything, but
Yeah.
they're improving. They are getting closer and closer and closer to some type of title very soon. And I don't care what people say. Arteta has built a team that not only are they resilient, but they know how to win games. And as a coach, if you know how to win games, you will be in a better position to build a team because you know how to win games. When you're not winning games and you don't know how to win games and you are stubborn in certain ways, then you shouldn't be talking at all. You should not be talking at all. You should be quiet and just keep working on the team, be encouraging, protect them, right? Like kind of give people a little bit of, how do I say this? A little bit of a wire to pull as opposed to give them the entire rope. And just
Mhm.
kind of lead them to say, okay, this is going to take time. We've bought these players, they're training well. I'm going to keep pushing them, but let them be and just leave it at that. Or deflect Mourinho, master of deflection. Deflect everything away from the team and to yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah, I went to dinner yesterday. It was good. Manchester is awesome, right? Like just do say things that would deflect away from the team. But of course, behind closed doors, absolutely get on them.
Mhm.
Absolutely get
It's
on them.
like no one is saying that he can't be honest with them
Hmm.
and like show his disappointment. But like for some of these boys, like it's always a thing about pressure. Like there's only so much pressure that is beneficial. There's only so much criticism that's beneficial. After a certain point, it just becomes a burden.
Hmm.
And it's like I think as a manager, it starts with him, but also like the leadership because they're scheduling all of these things, they're scheduling all these trips, they're scheduling like that Singapore thing that they went and they lost. I'm like, why are you putting them through this after the season that they've been?
For £8 million. That's why.
I guess. Yeah.
We needed the money, I guess. I mean,
Fair enough.
that was what we're told. They're gonna give us £8 million. So we had to go, apparently. We
Yeah,
got the money.
and like everything should be geared about building these boys back because the
Hmm.
talent is there.
Yes.
The talent is there. I still like my no. I'm like I feel kind of sad for you guys that the Ganacho thing doesn't work out because I feel like there's a talent there. Like you might not agree, but I think it is.
Yeah, he wasn't managed well, and I think his personality got the best of
he,
him,
he he
and he
he
didn't have
didn't have the
someone.
maturity to
He didn't have
handle
someone.
it.
Yes, and he didn't have someone in the dressing room to kind of hold him down. That's the problem. And I felt like Ten Hag used him so much when he wasn't ready. His end
Mm.
product is still an issue, no matter how much he
Hmm.
plays well. And
Okay,
when
fine.
you give a player that early, that much, exactly, that much room, he will start to grow this ego, and then he scores a bicycle kick, and then he thinks he's on top of the world like Ronaldo. No, Ronaldo at your age was working hard, he was grounded, and he didn't say much until he started to do it consistently every season. Then he started to talk because he earned it.
I, I
You're
don't I
not
don't
there.
I don't personally think like obviously the interview that he gave was out of pocket and just like there's a level of maturity because the media age we're in now is like what before you've thought about what you've said, it's already everywhere.
Hmm.
Like and so but for me it's like his numbers are comparable, or even better than Ronaldo at this what's
Hmm.
it called at this age. Like there is something there, and I feel like the club could have handled it better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's not just the player at fault here. It's the
Yeah.
club. It's the man management. It's the decisions. Again, it goes back to what we talked about. Amigos, like, share, and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts. Go back to some of our videos when we talked about what was going on with United. It's the decision making for the past 10 years that has not been good, and not from the top. It's also on the field as well. Again, why would you decide to play him so much when he is not ready? Why didn't you buy players older and more mature and more experienced to hold him down and guide him the right way? Also, his personality, if you noticed he was this way, have some type of counselor or some type of mentor around him to guide him through these parts on so that when he gets older and he's ready to play at 23, 24, he has a different mentality than what we are seeing here.
Yeah, but I mean, they have Cunha now, so it's all good. You see that he's
Yeah,
injured.
he is. They. I think we might know more about his injury tomorrow, but it might be long. That's
Okay.
my fear. It might be a long one. Mount is injured as well too. I mean, those were players that were actually playing well, but
He actually,
Mount,
yeah, I was like, he actually looked good
Mount,
this season. Yeah.
yeah, Mount. We kind of knew he actually was playing well, but I kind of knew that was gonna happen. Unfortunately, it was just I was hoping it was maybe after Man City, maybe
He'll
he would
come
take a
back.
break or something. But I hope he comes back well.
Me
Amigos,
too.
like, share, and subscribe. So glad to have our amigo Ayo back. Trust me, Sam is having a blast. He's still reveling on beating Arsenal, but he'll be back. Like, share, and subscribe, amigos. Thank you
Can
so
you
much
can
for
you
your time.
imagine the ego when we ask him about Isaac? Oh my god.
Oh, of
Oh,
course. I cannot
he'll be
wait for what he
so
says.
he'll be unbearable. Oh, oh,
I mean, and this could be another show in itself. Ayo, we need to analyze Liverpool's transfer window. We
yeah,
we
that's
need
crazy.
to we need to
Mhm.
once Sam comes back, we need to talk about that because they have bought some really good players, and I would love to hear both of you kind of go back and forth about your thoughts. But amigos, thank you so much for your time. Ayo, final words.
Just glad to be talking about the sport we love, guys. So thank you for being with us on this journey, and we look forward to talking to you guys next time. Yeah. Mhm.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. As always, stay positive, amigos. Take care.